Hey, Jeremy Hawes with Arch Self-Defense and Combatives. I want to take a second, kind of touch base on something. I cover a bunch of different stuff as far as blogs and survival message boards and all this other stuff. And it seems to be the big thing I run into a lot of these is people can't distinguish the difference between real life self-defense and sport, combat style karate or MMA or boxing or whatever. Two completely different things. One's governed by rules, and then real world self-defense, real world combat, obviously there are no rules. Anything goes. You can throw a brick at somebody, you can stab somebody, shoot somebody, beat them with a bat, whatever. That's fair game. Try that in an MMA ring, doesn't work so well. What I've encountered with a bunch of these guys is every time I try to write a post explaining the difference, or not necessarily even explaining the difference, but debating the differences with some of these guys, I run into these frickin' MMA guys who went and bought a tap-out shirt, got an eyebrow ring, a couple of tattoos, and now all of a sudden they think that add water, instant badass. The problem that I see is that it's kind of add water and it's instant jackass, not badass. MMA, great sport, love to watch it. Top-notch athletes in a lot of the cases. I respect their training, respect the conditioning that they go through and their skills that they develop. However, apparently a lot of these guys, not all, but a lot of these guys during their conditioning and training have been hit in the head so many freaking times it's made them retarded. They go into this whole, well, my dad's bigger than your dad, or I'll kick your ass with this, or you're doing that wrong. But as soon as I've got them in a training facility, in a dojo or a seminar or wherever we're at, and you go sticking your finger in their eye socket, poking them in the throat, slapping them in the nuts, they start crying about, you can't do that, that's not fair. Freaking newsflash, jackass, the world is not fair. It's not fair out there on the street. It's not fair anywhere except in a ring where you've got a referee in a corner, man, and somebody to jump in there and save your ass when you got smacked in the nuts. You get a timeout and get a squat down on your knees. And do that out there on the street and see what happens. Somebody kick you in the freaking skull. Oh, wait, that's right. In MMA, you can't kick a downed opponent. So my recommendation is, one, if you're an MMA guy and you're too freaking stupid to understand it, get the hell off the internet and stop posting all this stuff and trying to confuse people, telling 70-year-old women that they shouldn't be going to anti-rape courses because they need to be in MMA. You're a freaking moron if you're telling somebody that to start with. If you want to do MMA as a sport, great. Remember, it's a sport, jackass. It's not real world. So you want to do something that's for real, go find a real combatives self-defense course where they teach you how to hit somebody in the nuts, chew their ear off, pop them in the ear and bust their eardrum, whatever you gotta do, frickin' jam your finger in their eye until you find their brain. Wonderful, we broke something. They get away from fighting, they don't want to fight anymore. But in MMA, that's not allowed. So once you accept the fact you're not a full contact fighter, you're a limited contact fighter, you're not as bad as you think you are, we'll all be a whole lot better off because you're not spreading your lies and your bullshit. So congratulations MMA, you are the jackass of the day.